So why don't you lead us off?
Hey, Coach. How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Hey, good. Hey, just wanted to talk to you first. So much momentum after winning the SEC to head into indoors. How difficult has it been for you and for your team to just kind of digest what's happened the past couple of days?
Yeah, I mean, it's, it was a stomach punch. There's no question about that. We were warming up on the track last week at Albuquerque. On Thursday with our pre-meet, coming off the SEC championship, and we really felt like, we had a team that could get it in the top 5, maybe even a little bit better. Kids looked great, and they were dialed in. And then to get the rug pulled out from under them, that was pretty tough. We ended up, luckily, catching a flight home. We didn't have to stay there for another day and wait for a flight. We got on a plane that evening and got back to Fayetteville. But it's just been a shock to everybody, and we're dealing with it.
I know that you have so much strategy that goes into what you and Lance do in terms of if you're going to redshirt people, if you're going to how you're going to kind of set your rosters. How does this throw a kink into that strategy, and then the possibility of some people maybe getting an outdoor season again, kind of change how you approach things?
Well, until we know, it's kind of hard to make predictions. I feel like these kids need both their winter and spring seasons back. I think that, I just think that's important, and I think all the classes need to get them, not just the seniors. And the thing that's encouraging is the fact that, the senior staff, including Hunter and our meeting, feels the same way. So we've got, them that have our back on that, and they're just going to have to figure it out. But, we just, do the best we can, and if we get some guys back, that'll be great, so.
And
kind of hard to predict what's going to happen. Go ahead.
Right. How's the free time headed? Watching any TV shows, binge watching any movies?
I don't know, but I have to tell you that that tweet from Mike Leach was a riot a couple of days ago. He goes, I walked into my house, and there was a lady sitting on my couch. She seemed nice. It was my wife. And I just thought that was hilarious. So Cindy and I are getting used to each other. We've been married 39 years, and she says it's only been 9, really, because of all the time we've missed, and that's why we're still happily married. So I'm going to use the opportunity to rest and enjoy time with my wife, and hopefully this thing blows over soon.
Thanks, Coach, for the time.
Yeah.
Nate, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I do. I guess first, like with Cameron Griffith, how tough was it, to athlete, and then I guess they canceled the Australian trials even before he could go home anyway.
Yeah, he got a double whammy, because not only was he ready to run 2 big races for us on Friday night and then on another one on Saturday, but we had him flying out on Sunday back to Australia for his Australian trials. And the next day, I think it was Saturday morning, because we kind of left him behind there to catch the flight on Sunday, and then Saturday morning, they canceled those trials. So I think that's a precursor of things to come. It was tough for him because he was ready to roll, and he just had such a great SEC championship, and he's going to go down as one of those outstanding prototypical Arkansas middle distance runners where they carry a heavy load. They run races in their team guys, and they'll do whatever they can for an SEC championship and an NCAA title, and so it's tough not to see him really shine at the NCAA championship, and that's why I feel whether it's the basketball players or the swimming, diving, or track and field. I mean, you go through the grind of a season, and everything is tilted towards getting to the NCAA championship. That's what we're about. That's in our DNA. That's how we do it on all of our sports. And then you take that away. I mean, you do the grind and you battle and fight, and then you can't compete at the highest level. And that's why I don't think I think this spring sport talk, I think it should be the winter sports as well.
Did they cancel the Australian trials, or was just his flight that got canceled and he missed the trials?
No, they canceled the trials.
Okay, that's what I thought.
No, I don't know, Nate. I don't know if it was postponed or canceled.
Right, probably postponed.
You know, the verbiage obviously is important, and things have been kind of, there's a lot of moving parts right now with our team, and I can't answer that question entirely.
Sure. Do you even think they'll have the Olympics given the circumstances of what's going on and all these?
Well, I've just
delayed.
I don't think so, but I don't see how they can. But yet, if things go, I hope they do. I hope things go well enough where we get through this, and they can restart. They can ramp it back up. That's just my personal opinion. I look at how the thing went with the NCAA, Nate, last week, and we get there, and then there's no just immediate family is going to come into the meet, and then it wasn't even immediate family anymore. Then it was just staff that could get into the meet. That was a confusing thing. This is all happening on Thursday morning, and then Thursday afternoon they just dropped the hammer on both the winter and spring championships. So, I mean, to me, that's a trend. So that's kind of just how I feel about it.
And I think that should about wrap it up for me. Thanks.
Bob, you have questions?
Yeah. Hey, Chris. How you doing? Hey,
Good. How are
just
you?
trying to make sure. So you would like to see everybody get a year, eligibility restored, not just the seniors, but all the classes for indoor and outdoor, since you guys didn't get to have an indoor championship. Am I understanding that right?
Yep.
And
winter sports, the spring sports, at all times.
yeah. Do you think that's practical from a roster standpoint and a financial standpoint, or how do you feel good that certainly the SEC schools could make that work with their financial resources?
Yeah, I don't know the details. I will follow whatever my people tell me to do. But I think it's definitely workable, and it's not just going to be a 1-year thing. It's going to have to feather out, probably a few more years after that. But I know that I don't see it as a huge obstacle myself. But,
yeah, because Karen, he was out of outdoors, right? He just had indoor eligibility left, correct?
He just had it. Yeah, he just had indoor eligibility left, and I heard the question with somebody, I guess, with Lance about timing of red shirts and all that kind of stuff. I think that the thing that was really disappointing for our guys is, we came off that emotional championship with a big win, and we were on the uptick. As you know, the last couple of years, we finished second at that meet, and we were just out of the money in outdoor as well. And then we really feel like, hey, we just had a great vibe going, and our guys were ready to roll, and they proved it at the SEC championship. And so that's the disappointing thing about it. I mean, Laquan Nairn was ready to jump as well. I mean, he's probably the best dual threat jumper and one of the best in the country. And you had Cameron as a dual threat, and you had a relay team that we thought was going to win, a 4x4 team. We thought we had a DMR team that was going to be, a top 3 or 4 team, and all of a sudden you had those points up, and we're right in the mix. And that's the tough part. we weren't doing what Lance was doing. It was all hands on deck for us, and that was the thing that was, Lance played his cards right, did a great job. It's just how we were doing it. We just had all hands on deck at all times, so that was really what was tough because we were on a roll. So.
So it's safe to say you hope Cameron hadn't run his last race for you guys.
What's that?
So you're hoping Cameron hasn't run his last race for you guys because you're hoping he'll get some eligibility for that.
Here's the deal. I don't know that. I mean, we haven't. A lot of things have to take place for that to happen. It's just that it's the timing of his life, and I think Lance said the right thing too. I mean, you don't know what with school and jobs, and we have a lot of international kids, and so our kids aren't going across the border. We have a lot of kids from Texas, but we got kids from all over the world. We sent them home, a couple of them. We continue to do that. It's in Atlanta. Cam is in Australian, and it's pretty complicated on getting him back. For one season, half this semester. So, I just don't know.
Yeah, is he back here in Fayetteville now since he couldn't get to Australia?
Yeah, he came back to Fayetteville, and then we've had a lot of our distance runners. Some of them are out in Colorado right now. Some more will probably follow. My biggest thing at this stage is our classes and our online classes and our kids getting through the semester. I mean, that to me is a huge priority. And if I had to take an online class, I'd be in trouble because I'm kind of a hands-on person, need to be there type of thing. And so I just want our guys to finish this semester well academically. That's our first and top priority, and we'll figure the rest of the stuff out. But that's what I'm concerned about.
I just had one more question. Paul Newberry, an AP writer in Atlanta, wrote something. I think this was just his thinking, but push the Olympic trials and Olympics back to 2021. Just push it back a year. Is that something you could see as being viable, or?
Anything is possible this day and age. What's going on now? So that wouldn't surprise me. The Olympic thing is a little bit different. The trials are one thing, and hosting the games is another. I got to apologize, Bob. I just haven't. I haven't given it. That hasn't been my focus. I haven't been following it probably like I should, but I'm just dialed in with my guys here and what's going to happen the next few months, and I really haven't thought a lot about that. Obviously we have a group of guys that it affects, and we're just kind of in step 2 right now. We disbanded our team, and they're scattered. And step 2 is keeping in touch with them and make sure they get they stay on their classes and they're doing the things they need to do. And then I guess in another week I might start thinking a little bit heavier about that, but just haven't. I apologize.
Any more questions for Coach Bucknam?
Hey, Coach, kind of a news of the day question here. You're a North Shore guy. Did you shed a tear for Tom Brady?
He should have stayed. I don't get it, but I think maybe the Patriots will pick up with Winston there, and then that'll really make it interesting. So. No, it was. I guess I read the Globe yesterday, and O'Shaughnessy said, or whatever it said, it's like this is how it felt when Babe Ruth left, right, back in the day. So, I guess where history repeats itself, only a different sport.
All right, I think we've officially covered everything with Coach Bucknam. Any more questions?
Even the Patriots, yeah.
All right, thanks, Buck.